and welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Ben.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are the team here at Your Video Team.
Still are.
Still going.
We're going strong. Week 7. Yay.
7. Blimey, heck. We're doing well.
All right.
So last week we spoke quite a bit about what we've learned.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Now this week is going to be a bit different.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to talk about the team for success
Yeah.
when it comes to your podcasting.
That's it. So we're hiring. So this is your opportunity to apply. No. I mean, that'd be cool.
I need help, guys.
Yeah, help me. So no, we're all about success and cheerleading people. We're all about success.
I think most people are about success.
No, but we're all about.
You don't often get the guy, no, all I want to do is fail. I don't want to win.
That's not true. Stephen Bartlett has a specific person hired as their failure expert.
Is that one of our team that we're talking about?
I need 3. No. but and it's not being afraid to fail either.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fail.
Right.
But make sure you learn from it, otherwise you truly have failed.
But learn from others' failures so you can just succeed.
Yeah.
But no, it's ultimately like we are all about. We're cheerleaders of success, aren't we? And we're cheerleaders of everybody else, and we really want to get behind you. And I personally really struggle when businesses say, "Oh, like I can't afford you yet," or "We're just not quite ready," because I kind of want to shake them and be like, "This is a massive investment." Not a massive investment opportunity, and it's going to give you so much. Come on. But I also completely get it because we are currently a small business, and we are in that weird growth stage, and it's where do you grow and how do you grow? And so actually picking that pot of money and going, well, do I invest it into this or a person or a product or a service? Where do you grow? Where do you put that? And part of our learning is that it's more for us at the moment. We're in a position of it's investing into a service that gives you more.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily about you have to hire these people as
No.
in full-time employees, because it can be hard to do that as a small business, which is something we're personally facing as the struggles of trying to get a team together. Whether we're hiring, whether we use freelancers, but the people we're talking about can be all freelancers roles, and there is.
Well, I think
they can be hired
role,
as well.
Because we're currently exploring many different roles. So we've looked at college, work experience.
Yeah.
We're looking at apprenticeships. We're looking at freelancers, and we're looking at
employed,
full-time, but actually employed roles. So we're investigating all of those.
Yeah.
And all of them come with their positives, negatives, and where you are with them. How much time do you invest in? A work. Oh my gosh.
Work experience.
Thank you. Why is that word not?
Yeah.
sticking?
So with work experience, they come with an amount of education that they need with it. Same with apprenticeships.
Yeah.
You've got to do is be able to dedicate as a trainer
Time.
as well.
Yeah, so you're investing a lot of time in training them. However, what could that develop into? Freelancers, they, depending on the type of freelancer you have, could be someone that, again, you're freelancing, paying a larger sum to because
they have the knowledge, they have the tools.
Yeah, but ultimately they could be busy where one month they could turn around and say, sorry, I can't take you on this month. But also some of them could be like, you know what, I'm freelancing to get a job, so can you just follow me into an actual employed role? So, different roles there. And then obviously employment comes with that amazing thing of, well, you've got someone there permanently, but how many hats are you asking them to wear?
Yeah.
And also you're now running a machine, so you, as a business, I need to know I'm bringing in their wage every month and I'm covering that bill of that person. So all amazing.
And like you say, many hats means that there are many jobs that they could be done, and we are looking specifically as a podcast team, not as a business team, I would say, on this conversation. It's not about, you're not hiring for every aspect of your business. It's to get the best out of your podcast, which helps support your marketing. So
yeah,
we're
heroic podcasters, like, so let's build that heroic podcast because it can give you so much. Which
heroic video podcast.
Sorry, yeah, that word. I'm like, because to me this is just podcasting, but it's not. It's
to us podcast. Yeah, video podcast.
This is video podcast.
Don't
do it. Don't do it.
Like when you go to China, it's not Chinese food, it's just food.
It's just food. That was the joke I knew you was going with. Yes, so we have broken this into what we would decipher as 3 stages: before, during, and after.
That makes no sense. Before, during, and after what?
Creating your podcast, video podcast. So before, during, and after. So looking at the before of who could you bring in to support you creating your video podcast.
So let's talk about the jobs that you are looking to do beforehand then. So are you looking to get your research done?
Yeah.
Are you looking to sort out your schedule? Previously we spoke about blocking time. Again, every job role, you might rather do it yourself, or you might want to, it's what you prefer to do. So yeah, are you sorting out your schedule and diary? Are you wanting to reach out to potential sponsors or guests?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's looking at what role you love to do, and what role you're like, I haven't got the time for that, or it's not in my, like.
If you haven't got the time for it, you need to hire
VA,
someone.
yeah, this is the job you need to hire, or the role you need to hire. Yeah, exactly. That is, like, we're very good at networking and reaching out with people on a face-to-face value, but we're like, cold emails and cold calls is really nerve-wracking and really like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could do that for me. Like, absolutely would hire a VA to do that for
getting
me.
the right team together to write your outreach emails, doing your research. So yes, you have a knowledge of what you're talking about, most likely, but are the bullet points there, are the questions being asked that you can answer? Having somebody do that research for you, which can take a bit of time, can be a lifesaver, can help you a lot. And then they come and go, these are the questions being asked, these are the bullet points that we found, and you can expand that in the conversation during the episode.
Yeah, I mean, are you plucking a topic for your episode out of thin air going, well, I know how to talk about this, so that's what I'm going to talk about, but actually no one's interested in that, they're interested in this, like, we're talking about the team to have behind you to create a heroic video podcast, but actually, are people interested in that, or are they interested in how do I plan a video podcast? And it's those things that what research are you doing? Are you doing enough of it? What questions are being asked? Yeah,
and a VA, it isn't necessarily a VA to wear all the hats of these points. You might go a research VA. Oh, we call them VAs because they're known as virtual assistants. They're supporting you with admin kind of tasks, aren't they?
Absolutely.
As you do.
And again, yeah, like you say, is you can get VAs that have specific, like, have their expertise, so you can get specific research ones, diary ones. We've spoken to some recently who do like organisation boards and work with Asana and Trello, can set you up in one. And again, it might be a one-off thing. They go, well, yeah, this is the best system for you. This is it all set up. And then they hand it over to you, and then you run that yourself. So reach out to those people, ask those questions, have those meetings, and find out what works for you. Because it might be, as you talk about it, that actually the role of what you need that person for isn't what you originally thought.
Yeah.
It could change.
Yeah, and if they're doing things to help direct with videoing, they're probably more of a producer rather than an assistant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, different job roles in different places. I mean, you'd think like a producer might be too much investment, but it really isn't when it comes to creating video content and a video podcast. But yeah, beforehand, getting the right VA or a couple of VAs to help you organise yourself is very essential.
The next role is then you're all sorted, you're all organised, you're ready to go. You got to do it.
You got to do it. You got to make the thing. To do the thing, you've got to make the thing. This is the thing, the actual recording of the episode. So what do you, again, you may go, I don't even want to be on camera, so you might hire a presenter or have a team member do the talking instead. You've just organised it, in which case you're the producer. But when it comes to setting it up, do you know what you're doing with the equipment? Do you have to train yourself? Do you hire in that person on a full-time basis? But
Yeah, and I mean, this is a really key one for me, like, is progress over perfection. We've spoken about this before and said, you know, ultimately get started. Ultimately get started, get going, like to ultimately get started, get going. So yes, we have mics, you know, we have a roadie system, we have the big lights, I say proper cameras, but you know, like DSLR cameras.
Yeah, we have cameras. We have the equipment you need to get
to
it
do a full video production.
Yeah.
Podcast.
We have a studio if you wanted to record it in a studio.
Yeah, and again, there's different levels, but we say to people, you can like start this investment now, and you can start it at home, you know, with your laptop camera, with a Bluetooth mic. Go from that, and then build up.
Yeah, I think what you've got to bear in mind is the amount of investment in time more than the investment in money.
Yeah.
Because hiring in an external team to come in and support you could look expensive, but how much do you make in your hourly rate? Or how you spending 2 hours trying to set up a video studio where you can have a team come in and do it in 30 minutes? You spending that time to do that, how much are you losing out on?
Yeah.
Not being in your business. Yeah, okay, you might have blocked out the day for it, but if you could
while we're setting up,
if you could crawl back 2 hours, how much is that going to benefit your business doing something somewhere else? So that's probably one of the biggest considerations when you're looking at teams, how much you can invest back into your business by saving yourself that time.
And we've done it where you've gone and been hired for a day to set someone's studio up for them. They've got all the equipment. You go set it up in a way that is all they have to do is turn the button on.
Yeah.
So, but then you offer a consultation service where they might ring you once a month or something like that and be like, okay, I've done this, or I need to do this, I've bought a new mic, can you come and those are all support levels. So it's still bringing in an expert, but for a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
You can hire this equipment, or you can have a full video production team come in. But again, ask the question, because in your head you might be going, oh my God, that's tens of thousands. Like, you look at Stephen Bartlett, you look at those, you know, Mel Robbins and things like that and be like, oh my goodness, like, I couldn't afford to do that. Well, how do you know you can't?
Yeah, yes. Well, Stephen Bartlett himself, he went and said to his team, make me the dream list. And they came back with, and he was like, oh, it's going to cost you £30,000. And he went, that's not enough. You're not spending enough here. I mean it. I want this to be a fantastic production. And if you can get a team that has the equipment there for you to be able to make that production, you don't want to invest £30,000 in a big massive lump sum or more. You want to invest a fee of, I don't know, £1,500, £2,000 a month, which will get you everything you need and want. Know it's set up right, know you've got a team getting the quality there, instead of you just, I'll hit record now and hope that I've got it right. Time, reassurance, like knowledge, these are things that people provide you by hiring a professional.
Well, also there's that element, isn't there? What does it get you? So you invest in £30,000, for argument's sake, into the equipment. And great, you've got your £30,000, but now you've got to go through the process of either setting it up once, if you've got a studio space, great, or setting it up and down each time. But all that gets you is the equipment and the recording. You now have to spend time in the next stage in getting all the reels and the vlogs and everything, and the actual element of your video podcast done.
Yeah.
Whereas if you hired a production team, do they have a package that gives you the whole recording and all the other elements afterwards? The blueprint afterwards, that ultimately is the equivalent cost.
Yeah.
Because what do you actually need a full video setup for, when actually you're only using it for your video podcast? We have it because we use it for so many more things. So thinking about where that investment is the right way to go.
Yeah.
You know, if you
having spent 30 grand on equipment when you could spend £1,500 on someone coming in and filming for a month, to having another £28,500 that you can spend on your marketing budget, and bring in more money, that's much better value for money and much better ROI in the long run, because you're having assets made. Again, if they were to use us, we provide them with their heroic video podcast blueprint, which provides them up to 50 pieces of content that they can then put out into the world and actually invest in that being seen by more eyes.
Yeah.
That's the way I would personally spend the money.
Yeah, of course you would. I have to stop you spending all the bloody money. But yeah, so that being said, is then the next stage. So you've become organised, you've got it all sorted, you're done beforehand, you've now got your product, someone's gone to you, here's your raw file of you having recorded that. Now what?
You need someone to edit.
What?
And again, a video agency like ours might be able to edit it for you, but if you have your team member who you hire as a videographer, they might not know how to edit, or they might not have the time to edit it quickly, or the knowledge to edit it efficiently and well.
Well, or you hire your videographer, they can do those bits, but so what do they give you? They've recorded it and they've given you an episode. What else have they given you? Because this is where we say, like, we have our blueprint that gives you your blogs, your email campaigns, your lead magnets, your key words, the main takeaways from the episode, research elements that we discussed if we talk about a book or anything like that.
Resources,
Resources, thank you. So what are they taking out of the video podcast for you to give you, like we said, as much return on your investment as possible?
And I think that's another episode we can delve into in the future, is what you can get out of a full podcast episode. It isn't just, we've said it, I don't know, probably in every episode, it's not just about the podcast itself and promoting the podcast, making it a key feature of your marketing plan to help promote your business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our knowledge of this comes from us failing.
Yeah.
Not even failing, bombing.
Yeah. We had a podcast before, which you can find.
Which I did notice yesterday as I was uploading some bits on our channel, that is still very much live and available, because you went, why are you listening to that? And I was like, it's still live. Like,
I think it shows a good comparison though. It's still an evergreen asset. People can go, look at that, look at where they were and look at where they are now.
Well, the episode I listened to was, I think it was 5 tips on how to use your mobile phone to capture content. That's not, the information within it isn't bad. There's nothing wrong with the information in it. It's just that we didn't fully utilise everything we could get out of it.
We didn't structure the episode.
The editing on it, because it was one camera angle, is interesting. It was just jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. And it was a bit like, what? But again, we're like a year on. We look
more than.
Yeah, we are 18 months on, and it was from us bombing hard out of those 6 episodes. I think we did
6, 7 or 8. I can't remember.
I don't know that many. I think it was about 6 episodes that we did, that we went, there's more to this.
Yeah.
And we spent a year researching,
investing, getting
understanding,
more tools,
and creating the tools to enable us to offer it all back and go, well, we're not getting that out of our video podcast. What is there to get out of it? And what can we give people to get out of theirs?
Yeah. So let's talk about the team that you need then for after post. So we spoke about an editor. I mean, and you can get editors who do different jobs. You get editors who only make short. You get editors who do the long form content. You get editors who do just text-based videos or animation videos. So there's isn't one hat can be, or one person can wear many hats, or you can get one hat for each specialist. At the end of the day, you wouldn't go to a GP for a heart surgery, you go to a heart surgeon, so you kind of want the right person for the job.
Yeah, you go to the GP for the overall, and then they direct you to the...
Yeah,
absolutely.
But also, like we say, you can get so many pieces of content out of it, so you you might want to consider copywriters.
Yeah.
Because you use them for...
Oh, you've got blogs, we've got the content posts, things like that. So yeah, copywriters. And again, all of the fields that we talk about could all have a speciality. So we know content writers who are just blog writers. We know content writers who are just website. SEO content writers for websites.
Email outreach.
Email content, all those email campaigns. So, and again, have those discussions, because it could be that you start with a one hat wears all. One person wears all. It could be that you say, well, my focus is blogs.
And that's a key thing to consider, is how are you targeting your audience? Okay, we're saying use a podcast to target your audience, but what's the next step? What's going to get you to the next step of the 13 steps that people actually start recognizing you? And you need 20 steps for them to actually start taking actions. So a podcast isn't just a one-hit
wonder. No. Well, this is the biggest error we did do with our original podcast, was that we promoted the podcast.
Yeah, never our business.
No, so the podcast promoted the podcast, and that was it. Your podcast is there to promote your business. You know, you hear us talking, and we're here to give you all of this advice and guidance and support, but you'll hear us along the way as we understand this, because this is what our business does.
Yeah.
So if you want more on it, then give us a call, drop us a message, something, because this is what our business is about.
Yeah.
And what our business does.
Yeah.
So our podcast is here to just us to talk about these elements, provide you with solid tools and guidance, or ultimately, if you're like, well, those guys know their stuff, I'm not going to be asked to do any of this, just do it for me.
Yeah.
And we go, okay, because we have these resources, all that.
On this subject again, what else are we? You're looking at people who might do graphic design because you want to do cool carousels. You might want to create certain images. You might need a photographer to help capture some content, either behind the scenes or do a business profile photo shoot. These are all teams that will help make your podcast a success, not just as a podcast itself, but as a business tool.
As your marketing strategy.
As your marketing. So you might also consider social media managers, people who do the research on a daily basis, going, this is what's coming out and what's working. We're getting told by it. What I love about social media people is that they seem to get the inside scoops before everyone else. You say this
with Zoe Cairns, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you were like, how does she know this information? Who is she speaking to on the inside?
Yeah, they've got secret back pocket payments or something going on to get all the information that you want to know. And like them, ZC social media are a prime example of, they are ahead of the curve before we know it, and able to be told what's happening and predict how to react to that, which is a fantastic thing to have when you get the right freelance on board. They have that information. Same with people who work for Google partners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They get the inside scoop, so they go, oh great, you've done this in your episode. Or it can even go back round in a loop that social media guys go, this works really well from what you said here, do more of that. And then that's given you your idea, which goes back to your VA, which they can start doing the research for, putting the notes together, which then goes into your video team going, okay, we're going to capture this.
You stole my full circle. I was totally like, I'd heard you say it and I was like, this is my full circle moment. Like, it goes back to that original VA that you have.
And that's what the essential thing as a team is, that they work fluidly together. And it will take time for you to get that and manage it. But you're doing what you enjoy. You've got the team to manage what you need them to manage. And you've got a successful podcast / marketing plan / business.
All in one thing. And ultimately, like, you know, you're not necessarily going to start with the VA. Like, we haven't. We've started in the middle. We create great content or capture great content. We have the equipment. We are progress over perfection. All those things. We, from that, have developed our blueprint that gives us all of our... It gives us, you know, our document that I run, or our report that we run for it, and it says, here's your 50 pieces of content, here's your schedule that you need to post out, and here's your, you know, your key takeaways, other ideas, your lead magnets you should create from that episode.
Yeah.
great. But we're now in that element, like we said, the reason we're having this discussion is because we're like, I need someone to help me. I can't physically create all those things. You're off editing the videos and making the reels for us.
Well, I'm also working with other clients as well.
Yeah, we're not our only partner. Like, we have multiple other partners who are on different levels of our package. So some of them just have us to do a couple of episodes a month, video podcasting, they get some reels, they're happy, their team get the blueprint, they go off and create it. Others are all encompassing, you do the lot for us, we record their weekly episodes, they have the full blueprint, and then they say, yeah, create that content, and we're like, okay, and which again is another reason we're building this team from these different elements, because we're like, okay. And then the VA is also the next thing that we're like, these are the two areas that we are looking to bring in, because when someone comes and works with us, I'm not going to say for us, because it's everyone works with us, not just working with your video team, they're working with all the partners that we work alongside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, you know, it could be that you're like, oh, I know all the content I need to put out there. I need to create the content to give me all those elements.
Yeah.
So don't worry about where you are. Just look out your next step and look at the next 3 and balance out and start those conversations now.
Yeah, start them now. Know what you want to do. Know what you like doing.
Yeah.
And then outsource the other stuff.
Absolutely. And create your team. And
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's your team that you need. Your video team.
That is the only team you need. We'll go employ all these people, freelance all these people in, and however we choose to do it. And you only have to hire one place.
There you go. So we don't have a clap to you this week?
No, we really need your stickers, guys. Come on.
Send them in.
Stickers and stories.
But what we might start doing, we were at ZC Live.
We were.
We done a number of interviews.
Oh, you counted 17?
Was it 17?
I think it was.
Well, we might have been 2 of them.
Oh, okay, maybe it's 15.
So, yeah, we got about 15 interviews. We've also done the Women in Business Big Show, which is
29 interviews.
29 interviews.
28. Yep.
So we might start introducing some of them into our episodes so people can see some of the businesses and partners that we work with.
Yeah.
See what we do when we go out to a live event and see our mobile studio in action, like we have here, because we're obviously not at our studio yet, which is currently nearly finished. It's a little reverb.
There's a bit of building work done, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, let alone the other building work that's going on, but you won't. I'm not talking about that one yet. Okay, look at that eye. Look at that twitch that you had then. Like, shut up, you're there.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.